Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is GGF bringing you episode 35. We're making some progress of Let's Try Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2025. Bong bong, mashallah. God bless you all. Thanks for being here. Hope you're doing well. As always, we're going to get back into it, guys. We suffered a heartbreaking loss last episode. If you know, you know. If you didn't see it, please pause this, go check it out. Probably the best game of the season by far. We played amazingly. It was just a really well-played game by both teams. And yeah, if you watched the game, you saw what happened at the end. I'm going to sim some games here. Oh, we have a team thing to deal with. But yeah, what a game that was. And we dropped to 0-4 in the conference. So the rumors that Joel Boone and Brandon Freeman were arguing, again, a bit, but cooler heads finally prevailed. Still, it might not be a bad idea to keep an eye on the situation. Both players' attitudes have dropped. They've been arguing all season. Not really sure why. Let's click Maryland. Morale is low. Joey Manning down to 16%. Curtis Muhammad to 18%. Jason Tuck to 30%. Brandon Freeman 34%. Joel Boone 40%. I don't even know where to start with that. I'm going to suspend Joey Manning if I can, because his rating alone is going to... your attitude's been lousy. No relationship coach. Giving you a 2-week suspension to think about your attitude. Suspend me? Great. We'll see who everyone thinks the problem is when we lose without me. Well, you weren't playing anyway. Major drop in relationship. Oh boy. 2 weeks for Joey Manning and Curtis Muhammad. I'm going to discuss your attitude. You need to shape up. I'm not got the problem, so let's drop this before I get mad. Slight drop. Suspending you a week. Suspending you 2 weeks. Some time away from these guys might be good. No relationship change. So we'll get Curtis Muhammad and Joey Manning out of there. Jason Tuck. Let's text and say he's doing great. Okay. Joel Boone. Sprained wrist. Discuss your attitude. You're doing great. Keep it up. Okay. Brandon Freeman. You're doing great. Keep it up. Okay. So that's that. Let's do some team meeting. Well, we'll do the meetings after we sim. Let's go ahead and sim the 20th. No games being played. Next up is Morgan State, though, at home, it looks like. And we'll check out some scores from around the league. Albany goes to 13-5. As Baltimore gets their 5th win in 18 tries. North Indy knocks off number 10, Omaha. Huge win for them. They're like 15-2. That is wild. Queens with their 11th win in 18 tries. And a lot of mid-range teams here filling things out. We're almost done with the season. Unless we win the conference tournament at this point or go on a huge win streak, I doubt we're going to see any sort of big dance bid. Number 7, Kansas State goes to 17-2. We are going to finish probably last in the conference as well, which I don't know how my job security is going to be. I did turn on the low stress mode. I didn't put it on normal to where my job would be up for Wisconsin Green Bay goes at 13-3. My job would be in jeopardy. It still might be. I don't know. Don't know how the game works. North Buffalo goes to 11-6. Nice record. And Ludenville, the opposite with the loss, 6-11. But yeah, I wouldn't mind stepping into for another team, maybe that had more talent. Number 21, Utah State goes to 17-3. Boise State 14-7. But I do want to play these guys because I got a recruit here, Jabari Saucer. Number 15, Texas goes to 16-1. Number 2, Kentucky beats 23 Arkansas. Ooh, Nashville loses. Big loss. Alabama goes to 19-1. Florida, number 13, loses to Oklahoma. Number 14, Tennessee goes to 14-5. Missouri 12-6. Lots of interesting happenings around the league. Oh my gosh, look at that score. That just broke the simulation. Jackson State 13-4. And Alabama State with a loss goes to the opposite of that, 4-13. About 90% through. Number 19, Spokane goes to 15-4. And that'll do it for today. And Norfolk State, we had a chance to give them their first loss. Oh, Joey Manning, Curtis Muhammad suffered an injury. Well, that just means that they're out due to the suspension. It's a Saturday, so we'll sim some games. Davidson goes to 15-5. 13-7 Washington, D.C. 16-2 Virginia Commonwealth. Not as many games today. We'll check it out. Towson goes to 10-7. Williamsburg with the win goes to 7-10. 14-7 Princeton cracking 100 points. New Haven goes to 12-7. Ithaca with their 5th win in 19 tries. South Dakota gets their 2nd win in 18 tries. Pretty wild stuff happening already. Chattanooga drops to 5-12, and Citadel the opposite, 12-5. Georgia State almost gets the bit of an upset win. Just about done with Saturday's games. And we should probably lock in our... Oh, Southern Miss gets their 4th win to go with 14 losses. Should lock in our practice plan. But I guess that's running just fine. I don't really think any changes I want to make to it. Oh, but let me go to practice plan. I don't have to practices have been happening all season, right? Click play sim. Change the days. Whoa. Okay, meetings. All right, so North DC 3-1 versus Coppin State 3-1. We're facing Morgan State, who's 1-3. South Carolina State 1-3 versus North Carolina Central 2-2, and Norfolk State 4-0 versus 2-2 Delaware State. We have a lot of inbox stuff. I want to go to practice plan though. Yeah, we don't have to schedule these practices, right? They just happen automatically throughout the season. I just want to make sure we're still practicing everything good. Don't even know why I put points in the flex, honestly. Let's take those out and put them into 5 out. And 2-3 zone, 2-2 1/2 court trap. Let's take 5% out of that and put it into 5 out. Let's check our inbox now, save the changes. Inbox, we've got player updates. Suggestions you gave Brandon Freeman have ended. Stephen Favors, Javon Mitchell, Waylon George, Joey Manning, Ivan Carroll, pretty much the whole team, Nick O'Connor, Bobby White, Doug Price, Tron Duplessis, Joel Boone, Charles Lake, Joel Boone again, and Jerron Duplessis, so I had a little bit of overlap there. We'll look at Morgan State coming up here, but let's go ahead and get some meetings. Start at the top with Charles Lake. Charles Lake, you should shoot more threes. shoot fewer mid-range jumpers. Try that for 2 weeks. He doesn't like it, just thought it would help. Forget it, coach, he's not doing it. Okay, so let's start the meeting and see. Post up more, shoot fewer mid-range jumpers for 2 weeks. He'll do his best. Joel Boone, I would like to drive more. Shoot fewer mid-range jumpers for 2 weeks. He doesn't like the sound of it. All right, he'll do it our way. Good. Curtis Muhammad, we don't have to. Jerron Duplessis. Try to drive more. Shoot fewer mid-range jumper. Try and post up less. 2 weeks. He doesn't like the sound of it. He'll do it our way, my way. Very good. Doug Price. We want to have him drive more and post up less. I should have said shoot 3-pointers. Just thought it would help. Forget it, coach. I'm not doing it. All right, let's try your playing style. You should look to drive more, shoot fewer threes for 2 weeks. Forget it, coach. I'm not doing it. Playing style, you should drive more, shoot fewer mid-range jumpers for 2 weeks. He'll do his best. He likes the sound of that. Bobby White. Can't get Bobby White to score. He's a good defensive player and all. You should look to drive more, shoot fewer mid-range jumpers for 2 weeks. He doesn't like the sound of it. I'll do it my way. Wow, nobody agreeing with me. Nick O'Connor. I actually want him to shoot more mid-range, shoot more threes in the 5 and out, and try and shoot fewer, drive less for 2 weeks. Nick, a good sport with it. Ivan Carroll. You know what we want him to do. We want to drive more, shoot fewer threes for 2 weeks. Doesn't like the sound of it. I'll do it my way. Joey Manning, Tim Jones. Want you to drive more, shoot fewer threes. I don't know, 2 weeks. Not that he shoots threes. Waylon George. We want Waylon George to try shooting more mid-range jumpers, Waylon George, and post up less for 2 weeks. Jason Tuck, Jovan Mitchell. Jovan Mitchell, you got to shoot more threes. Look to shoot fewer mid-range J's for 2 weeks. He doesn't like the sound of it. He's not doing it. Okay, we'll try it again. Need to shoot more threes and post up less. 2 weeks. Okay. And then Stephen Favors. Your playing style, you should look to drive more, shoot fewer mid-range jumpers for 2 weeks. He doesn't like the sound of it. Fine, I'll do it my way. And Brendan Freeman, he's got a good mid-range game, so we want him to shoot more mid-range jumpers and look to post up less for 2 weeks. Cool. So that's everybody. Now we'll get to the games. Well, actually, let's look at the scouting report of Morgan State. Number 167 when we got this report, which was a while ago. 114. It's now a week ago. 123. 8-9. 1-1. Point guard Marshall Harris is their best. We have a 41% chance of winning. Morgan State runs a fast-paced offense, allows their players some offensive freedom. Half court, they sport a balanced attack. Primary set being Princeton. They rarely seem to press. In half court, they play a 2-3 zone. And for pressure, they go with full court man-to-man. They have the advantage at point guard. 5.5 assists, 3.5 boards. But still, I like Charles Lake's 14 points. And then they have the advantage on the bench. They're averaging the exact same points per game. Our bench is averaging a little more rebounding and assists. I don't see it. Well, talent-wise, they must have the advantage. They put up a lot of points per game. They allow a lot of points per game. They shoot it way better than us. Better from 3, worse from free throw line. They assist a bit better by 3. They rebound very well by 8 better. That might hurt us. Blocks about the same. They don't steal it as much as us, and they don't turn it over as much as us. Their leading scorer, Erik Slaughter, 28.8. All we're facing Erik Slaughter, the center, even though talent-wise he doesn't have the advantage on Nick. That's going to be a tough matchup. 28.8. Marshall Harris, 5.5 assists, and Erik Slaughter, 8.5 boards. This is going to be a tough one. It's going to be real tough. Conference standings, they're 6th, 204th net. They're right there at 1 and 3. 2 redshirted players. Their morale is low. Wow. Ladra Kill has a 2% with his team. Crazy. Pretty decent record against the lower ranked teams. They're 13th in rebounds per game, 29th in assists per game, and 12th in points per game. That is almost unbelievable for a team that's 8 and 11. But look at this Marshall Harris. Look at this talent. They don't have a ton of talent. Marshall Harris is their highest talented player. Erik Slaughter is only a 2-star, but he's just killing it. Then they have Josh Ferguson, small forward, 2-star. Donnell Feaster, 2-star. Adam Andrews, 2-star. Stuart Coiler, 2-star, averaging 11. Almost 4 assists and 5 boards. Wow, starting 2-guard, I take it. And then this 2-guard, 6.5 points per game, 2 boards. Very nice. And then the rest are under 2-star. But here's someone averaging 9 points, 3 boards. Ladra Kill, aforementioned, only 1.5-star. Detrick Ford doesn't really see any action. Jimmy Scales averages 5, 1.5, and 5 boards at the small forward. So they have some talent. Albert Strickland's a 2-star. They have some talent, probably better than us. So, and a big part of their game is Erik Slaughter. If we can somehow take him out, we can almost cruise to a victory, it seems. Because he is a huge part of what they do. It's the biggest discrepancy we've seen in that sort of thing. All right, Monday. Miami drops to 16 and 4. Stanford drops to 15 and 5 to a ranked team. Cal goes to 12 and 6. Pittsburgh drops to 12 and 7. North Carolina State 13 and 6. Opposite for the losing Clemson, 6 and 13. Winston-Salem go to 14 and 4. Clarksville goes to 12 and 7. 17 and 2 Virginia Commonwealth. Wow. And they're ranked again. At the bottom, but still ranked. Number 19 Dayton goes to 16 and 2. Cinderella season for them, sorta. 13 and 5 Connecticut has cooled off. North Indy 15 and 2. They're not ranked though. Number 24 Villanova wins, it looked like. Weber State drops another one. And a bunch of mid-level teams here. Indiana drops to 14 and 6. 8 Michigan State 15 and 5 with the win. Number 5 Illinois 18 and 2. Number 12 Los Angeles 17 and 3. There's West Lafayette 17 and 4. They're ranked number 3, I think it said. Iowa drops to Ohio State. Kansas, the ranked team, wins against Texas Christian, I think it was. A lot of games today, so strap in, guys. And we're going to have a good one, hopefully. Can maybe get on the win column in this conference. Try to not finish last in conference play, which currently we're running away with last. And if we don't beat Morgan State here, we're going to really be in for it, because that would mean that we'd have to rely on South Carolina State finishing worse than us. Ohio drops only their 3rd game in 18 tries. But yeah, we're the only 0-win team in the conference. Central Michigan goes to 14 and 4 unranked. Bowling Green drops to 3 and 15. But yeah, once February comes around, we'll do the bubble watch. We'll look at the bubble teams. Probably see some familiar faces. Des Moines drops to 14 and 5. Pretty nice record, though. But yeah, if we can beat Morgan State here, we're in the running for not finishing last. or if we win a game in the conference. San Diego State. I didn't see if they won, though. But I would like to not finish last, but it is what it is. I think next year will be better for us, but I don't know. More practice time, running the 5 out and stuff like that. Developing our players, getting better. Maybe adding a better coach somehow if we get some influx of money. Army goes to 1-17. Ouch. Bethlehem goes to 6-12 with the win. Yeah, we'll see how it goes today. See if we can get a win. Texas Rio Grande Valley 11-7. Alamo Heights goes to 8-10 with the win. Moraga goes to 12-7. Nice winning record. Spokane goes to 16-4, number 16 ranked. San Fran 12-6. Texas San Antonio 10-8. North Texas 12-9. And we're just about to wrap it up here. Invalid roster settings, missing a player. Okay. Coppin State beats North DC. South Carolina State beat North Carolina Central, and Norfolk State remains undefeated. Let's go to our depth chart, which I think is this button. Yeah. Who's missing? Oh, just in garbage time, our shooting guard will be Doug Price, and Brandon Freeman will be the small forward. So that'll lock that in. Okay, store the lineup. We'll go. So I wonder if this is having any influence on how we play, though, in the actual games. Like, I don't know. It's having like a negative effect because we're promising certain players more minutes. Maybe not, though. All right, so let's tip this off. We are at home. We have a 351 net, which is just super bad, but here we go. We are home. Yeah, let's go. The Morgan State Grizzlies. Erik Slaughter, there he is, starting center. I think the top scorer in the nation. Actually, I didn't realize he played for Morgan State. Offense, we're going to start by running. We'll run 5 out. So we want to be a little tight running it. Favor outside. Defense, we'll start with man-to-man. And half-court trap. We'll trap a little bit. Defensively, crash boards. We have to start crashing the boards in this game. Start by crashing the boards. Erik Slaughter, we're going to double. And I wonder if I should put Bobby White on him. But anyway, let's tip it off, see what happens. And Nick O'Connor wins the tip. Out jumps Erik Slaughter. Here we are in 5 out. Waylon George to Nick. Is he going to step into a 3? No, passes to Duplessis. They're in a 2-3 zone. Means we can maybe bust it with some 3s. Gives it to Bobby White. Pass taken by Duplessis. Gets it back to Bobby White. Oh, he's got good position. Pass taken by Lake in the corner. D recovers. To Duplessis. Bobby White on the elbow. Charles Lake gets the pass. Waylon George gets a touch. Everybody touching the ball. Waylon George puts up a shot. Ball's knocked out of bounds by the defense. Shot will not go. But we get it back. Ball inbound to Lake. Dead ball. I guess the shot clock never reset and Lake couldn't get a shot off. So the turnover. Stuart Coiler to Walters. Bobby White is there. Erik Slaughter has it. Nick guarding. Slaughter puts up the shot and rattles one home. Starting off just like he did probably a million other games. Waylon George with it. They're in the 2-3. George attacks the rim. Shoots over Harris and makes a nice basket. We told him to shoot more mid-range jumpers, and he's taking it to heart. With this 2-3, I want to look for threes a little bit. Slaughter with it again. Gets by Nick and scores it again. Oh, that's going to be a tough matchup. Might have to drop into a 2-3 early. Here's Duplessis. See if we can look for threes. Gets it to Nick. We told him to shoot more threes. Gets it to Charles Lake. Waylon George gets it. He just scored for us. Bobby White pops out. White drives. We told him to do that. Ball knocked out of bounds by the offense. No good. Defensively, yeah, we're going to drop into a 2-3 zone. So coming back the other way. And we'll double Slaughter down on the block, but just stay in this 2-3 while we're in man-to-man right now. Slaughter again. Traveling violation called on Erik Slaughter. Back comes Lake. Waylon George has it. Bobby White, top of the key. We have three-point shooters that can bust this zone open. Charles Lake puts it on the floor. Mid-range jumper, no good. Stuart Coiler with the ball, with the rebound. Slaughter has it. Lake there. Fancy dribbling. Lake all over him, and he hits it anyway. Tough shot in traffic. Erik Slaughter's unstoppable early. 3 for 3. For a 2-star averaging 28.8. That's just crazy. Bobby White, aggressive early. I told him to drive more, but he's shooting mid-range jumpers. I meant get to the rim. Here's Slaughter. Again makes a move. He's going to shoot. Finally misses. Waylon George with the board. He's been a rebounding phenom lately for his size. Lake shoots a quick 3 and nails it from behind the arc. Harris to Coiler. To Slaughter out top. Lake is there. Tries to get past him. Lake all over him. Hits another one. Sweet string music. 8 points for Erik Slaughter. He is unstoppable right now for the Morgan State Grizzlies. I'd like to see his scouting report, his stats. Nick O'Connor has it. I should have looked, actually. Lake with it. Puts it on the floor. Pulls up. Misses it badly. Jimmy Scales with the board. Outlet to Marshall Harris. Here's Slaughter again. Going to the rim. Bobby White is there. Oh my gosh. Kiss off the glass. This kid is going to score 100 tonight. He's got 10 already. Waylon George sticks it from deep for 3. Nice to see him getting going early, and it's a 2-point game. If only we could somehow get Erik Slaughter off the floor, we might have a chance. Here's Coiler at the foul line, puts up a shot. At least it wasn't Erik Slaughter shooting. Walter's no good, and knocked out of bounds by the defense. Timeout is called. We can motivate the entire team. Now let's get Waylon George some praise. Referee agrees with Morgan State's complaint. Geez, what more do you guys need? Coiler with it. Duplessis there. He puts up a 3. Charles Lake with the board. Races the other way. Waylon George has it. And a foul on Coiler. Let's get some fouls on Erik Slaughter. Comes Lake. Back to Waylon. Harris on defense. Waylon with a nice crossover. Pulls up at the foul line and nails it. 7 for Waylon George. Taking his advice to heart. Shooting more mid-range shots. He's very aggressive early. Here's Slaughter. Have to give it up to Walters. Nick is there. Back to Erik Slaughter. Forces him to give it up. Jimmy Scales with it. Marshall Harris. Slaughter has all 10 of their points. Scales shoots. Couldn't get it. White gets the board. So we're crashing the defensive board. Chance to take our first lead of the night. Gets it to Duplessis. Nick O'Connor with it. Is he going to step into a 3? Gives it to Lake. Lake puts up a 3. Missed it. Walters with the board. Scales with the ball. Lake a little cold to start. 1 of 4. Good defense, though. Gets it to Coiler. George 3 for 4. Marshall Harris hits a 3 ball from deep. His first score from anybody not named Erik Slaughter on their team. Duplessis has it. Gets it to Nick. Top of the key. He may have that 3 tonight. Lake attacks the rim. Long jumper, no good. Jimmy Scales with the board. Offensively, we want to crash those boards a bit more. Scales has it. Lake on defense to Slaughter. He's got a good look at it. Defense steps up. He nails it anyway. 12 for Erik Slaughter. Absolute beast mode for Slaughter. I didn't think it'd be this good. Duplessis pulls up and hits his first 2 of the night. How in the world he got that one to fall off the dribble? Mid-range jumper. 3-point gem. Lake is on Slaughter. Slaughter gets by him. Bobby White is there. Are you kidding me? 7 for 8 from the field for 14 for the broken Erik Slaughter. OP. Overpowered. Nick O'Connor has it. We're not going to get foul trouble on Slaughter with Nick out there doing that, but it is what it is. We're looking for threes to stay in it. Lake puts up a 3, missed it badly. Coiler with the board. We're going to need a timeout here if they score. Slaughter again. Lake is there. Passes it to Marcus Walters. Nice pass. Nick is there. He dumps it out to Harris again. Harris at the foul line. Defense is there. Nice defense, and Nick gets the board. Good play. Comes Waylon George, who's been good for us early. Gives it to Nick. I wish Nick would step into a 3 once in a while. Duplessis. Charles Lake, is he going to shoot again? Not hesitating and drains it. Showing off his range. Cuts lead to 2. He's 2 for 4 from downtown for his 6 points. And he has to guard Slaughter at this end. Swings it down to Walters. O'Connor's there. Back to Coiler. But who are they going to score? Who's going to score for them when Slaughter's out? Scales gets it to Harris. He steps in, passes to Slaughter. Lake is there. Slaughter makes a move. Nick steps up. He finally misses one. Well, his second miss, but still, Nick O'Connor with the board. Chance to tie or take the lead. Charles Lake from way downtown to give us the lead. He is on fire early. He's catching fire here. Leads us with 9. Slaughter has the game high 14. Harris. Duplessis steps up. Nice defense. He gets his own board, though. Coiler has it. Duplessis is there. Gets it to Marshall Harris. Slaughter again. Lake and George double team. He gets by them both. Bobby White steps up. And that's 2 misses in a row for Erik Slaughter, which is good news for the good guys. Here's Charles Lake. Gets it to Waylon George. Tries to go to the hole. That might be a 3. Drains it. 3. Nope. Long deuce for Waylon George, who has 9. Slaughter with the ball. Gets it to Walters. Nick steps over. Walters puts up a shot. Nick with his 3rd board, and we're cruising right now with a 2017 lead. Charles Lake, another 3 ball. Are you kidding me? Charles Lake is now broken. 12 points for him. Slaughter has it at the top. He makes a move. Double team. Shoots over it. Another miss. He's gone cold. And it's a 6-point gem. Here's Charles Lake. Sets up the offense. Bobby White. Bobby White takes a 3. No good. Marcus Walters with the rebound. We need to make some subs. Both teams do. Duplessis gets ignored. Slaughter's there. He's fouled and clangs off the rim. So, oh my goodness. What a start. Let's see. Duplessis has a little bit of legs. We're going to have to bring in 4 people. We're going to have to bring in Mitchell for George. We're going to have to bring in Joel Boone for Charles Lake. They're bringing in 4 guys and keeping Slaughter out there. Well, let's keep Charles Lake out there if they're going to keep one of their good guys out there. And Nick and Bobby White each need a breather. So let's start with Stephen Favors guarding Slaughter. And at the 4, Booby just heard something. Video featuring Booby, of course. Brandon Freeman. He hasn't been getting much time lately. We'll try to get him going. See if he can make a difference with his defensive prowess. Slaughter now with 15, and he goes perfect from the line. 16, and he gets subbed out, actually. So Lake, let's get Boone in there and run with all that. Duplessis, who still has a little bit of juice, but Slaughter hits the bench. Brandon Freeman gets the pass. Duplessis with it. We'll get a sub for Duplessis soon. Gets it to Favors. Favors gets it to Joel Boone. They're still in a 2-3. Joel Boone to Jovan Mitchell. Mitchell puts up a 3 and it drains it. 7-point lead, biggest of the night. And now Slaughter's not out there. Who are they going to have score for them? There's Ferguson. Pass taken by Strickland. Adam Andrews gets a pass. The coach arguing. Back to Strickland. Josh Ferguson. This could be a good game for us. If we stick with this game plan. Albert Strickland to Andrews. Working the ball around. 5 on the shot clock. Ferguson. Boone is there. He's going to pass it to Strickland, who's going to have to shoot. Shoots it and drains it at the buzzer. 3-pointer for Albert Strickland to cut it to 4. Big shot right there. Kind of staunches our momentum a little bit. Here's Jovan Mitchell. Takes another look. Knocked out of bounds by the offense. And, wow, they're going back to their starters. Down 4, even though they're tired. That's an interesting call. Favors Freeman, Mitchell, Boone. Let's get Doug Price out there. We're going all bench, baby. Let's see what they're doing, because they just put all their starters back out there who are tired. Kyler shoots, rattles out. Marcus Walters' offensive board, misses, and Joel Boone grabs the board. Smallest guy on the floor. Jovan Mitchell has it. He's going to put up a shot and sinks the long one. His second out of 3 tries. And it's back to a 7-point lead. That's the largest it's been. Walters down low. Favors is there. Favors fouled, and Walters hits a tough shot in traffic to cut the lead to 4 with the 3-pointer the old-fashioned way. And here comes Joel Boone. At least we have the fatigue on them. We're more energetic. Jovan Mitchell gets it to Freeman. Freeman out top. He kicks it down to Boone. Good ball movement. Boone gets a screen, takes the shot, no good. Kyler with it. To Erik Slaughter. He's going to have Joel Boone on him right now. Lets one go. Oh. How in the world to get that one to fall? Shot over Joel Boone. Cuts the lead to 2. So I guess they figure if no one's going to score without Slaughter out there, then they're going to keep him out there. He gets his first board to go with 18 huge points with 7.5 left in the first half. Boone is there. Takes him to the basket, gets a shot, and sinks it again. He scored 20 to tie it at 29. This kid is unbelievable. How many points is he going to go for tonight? Doug Price has it. Does he want the 3? He does. It's missed. Marshall Harris grabs it. Kyler gets the pass. Gives it to Slaughter. We're already double teaming him. What more can we do? He attacks the rim. Steps up. Wow. This is unbelievable. 22 for Slaughter. He's almost at his season average in the first half. They're on a huge run. Jovan Mitchell sinks another 3 and cuts the lead, or gets us the lead of 1. Sorry about Dougie barking. Hush, Dougie. Scales gives it to Coiler. Pass taken by Scales. Slaughter's still out there. Somehow they still have decent enough fatigue. I don't understand that. Like, we're losing some. Harris shoots over Price and scores it. Like, their guys should be dead tired by now. Boone gets it. Jovan Mitchell. He's got 9 off the bench. Huge game for him thus far. To Stephen Favors. Pass taken by Doug Price. Price lets one go. Can't get it to go. Jovan Mitchell, offensive board. He's blocked by Slaughter, then knocked out of bounds by the offense. And a timeout. So Slaughter will leave the floor. That gives us time to bring our big guys back in. Boone has 2 assists and a rebound. So we'll let him go. But Doug Price is over 2. We'll bring in Charles Lake. They have Scales, Walters, and Harris still out there. Mitchell, we'll leave Mitchell out there for show. Brandon Freeman didn't do anything. We'll put Nick back out there and team him with Favors. So motivate the team, entire team, praise, and let's go. So Slaughter sits. We don't have to double lodge or kill. And I just missed what happened, but they're up 3. Charles Lake receives it. He's going to let one go and sinks it. 15 for Charles Lake. He's trying to keep up with Slaughter. I'm trying to charge my phone on the wireless charger. 1 sec, guys. There we go. And the pass is in the seats, folks. Maryland Eastern Shore, the good guys, with a chance to take the lead. Slaughter's on the bench. I mean, can he single-handedly win this game for him? It seems like he could. Charles Lake leads us with 15, takes another 3, can't get it to go, and it's knocked out of bounds by the defense. So we will get it back. Let's just run it. Oh, they have Fester, Ferguson. Okay, no Slaughter. But they have some fresh guys out there to our kind of winded guys. We have momentum. Charles Lake posting up. Dishes out to Mitchell. Does he want another 3? He does. Can't get it to go. Charles Lake, offensive board and put back. 17 for Lake. He's on fire. To go with 4 assists and 2 boards. Here's Andrews in this high-scoring affair. Andrews puts up a shot. O'Connor with his 4th board. Hasn't scored yet. Back comes Boone. Gets it to Nick O'Connor. Does he want the 3? He shoots, but no, he traveled. Unfortunate play there. Slaughter checks back in. Let's try Tim Jones on him. And we'll leave Boone, Mitchell, Lake, and O'Connor out there. Because they had a superb start. Lake and Mitchell especially. Pass taken by Kyler. 2-point good guys lead. Marshall Harris gets it. Keep an eye on Slaughter. Erik Slaughter with it. Got to double him. Tim Jones on him. Gets by him. O'Connor steps up. Doesn't matter. 24 for Erik Slaughter to lead all scorers. Mitchell has it. He looks. Gets it to Nick O'Connor. And Boone can't handle the pass from O'Connor. A simple pass. Gets turned over. Now they've got a fresh 5 out there, so we've got to match that. Let's get the Duplessis in there for Boone. Move late to the point guard. Let's see. Mitchell, O'Connor, Jones, Lake, Boone. We'll get the Duplessis out there. We'll get Waylon George out there and maybe run this small lineup. And offensively, we'll run flex to try to get Tim Jones some looks, maybe. Tied game at 37. Adam Andrews has it. Duplessis with it on defense. Fancy dribbling. Gets by him and scores it. Adam Andrews with his first 2. Charles Lake turns it over. They go the distance and they get the 4-point lead. Donnell Feaster. Charles Lake brings it up. Jerron Duplessis. We're running flex. Gets it to Tim Jones down low. Looking to play with it. He gets it to George. Waylon George puts up a shot. Couldn't get it. Adam Andrews has it. We're 9 of 20 from downtown, which I'll take any day, but might have to turn off that. Donnell Feaster misses. George with the 2nd board. We're looking for 3s still against his 2-3. Lake lets one go. Rattles out. Knocked out of bounds by the defense. And again, they bring back in Slaughter and such, and Mitchell's gone a little quiet. Matchups, Tim Jones versus Slaughter, double. We'll leave this team out here, but let's motivate the team. Entire team show a little concern. They're showing some signs of life. Let's get 3-pointer. Charles Lake dribbling. Gets it to Waylon George. Let's try that. Comes Charles Lake. George pops out. Gets it to him. He's got to look at it. Swings it to Tim Jones. Good defense there. Here's Tim Jones trying to draw fouls on Slaughter. Lake has it. Lets one go. Rattles out. Jones offensive rebound. Swings it to Mitchell. We're down 4. Mitchell lets one go. Couldn't get it to go. Wishes he had that one back. 4-point gem. Jimmy Scales with it. I don't know how Erik Slaughter's been able to play all this time without being dead tired. It's like their fatigue isn't going down. It's just staying at that low red. Unless we can't see their exact fatigue because they're not our team. Duplessis with it. Gets it to Tim Jones. Let's see if he can do something. Passes to George. George may have the 3 here. He does. No good. We're starting to throw up some bricks from 3. We're 9 of 23 now, but not panicking. Kyler with the ball. Lake steps in, but Kyler fills it up. 6-point gem all of a sudden. Comes Charles Lake. Jerron Duplessis. Gets it to Tim Jones. Tim Jones to George. George is there. Jerron Duplessis. Busts a move. Shoots it. Not a lot of fouls because we're looking for 3s. We haven't been to the foul line yet. They only been there 3 times. And we have 2 teams fouls to their 1 in the whole half. Missed. Tim Jones with the board. Now we're running 5 out again. Looking for 3s. Charles Lake gets it to Waylon George. Waylon George comes up short. Now we're, like I said, we're missing some 3s, but Jimmy Scales has it. Lake is there. Scales can't get it to go. Lake with the long rebound. We'd like to get a 2-for-1. Jovan Mitchell puts up the shot and rattles home the 3 ball, his 4th 3 of the first half. Cuts the lead to 3, 43-40. Lake on defense. Scales takes a shot, no good. Lake with his 5th rebound to go with 17 points. Pass taken again by Mitchell, 2-for-1. Puts it on the floor, shoots it, can't get it to go. Knocked out of bounds by the defense. So let's get Nick in there. Mitchell just hit one, but he's tired. Nick, Waylon can stay, Duplessis can stay, and let's get Joel Boone out there and go with that lineup. Should I call a timeout? No, let's not waste a timeout on a set play. We'll just run it. Slaughter's not out there. Here comes Joel Boone. Gets it to O'Connor. He gets it to Jerron Duplessis. O'Connor still scoreless. Duplessis takes a long 3. No good. Feaster with the rebound. We're starting to really miss from downtown a lot, and we started so hot, but pass taken by Andrews. Duplessis there. Jerron Duplessis whistled for the foul, but just the 3rd team foul. No one in foul trouble. Strickland has it. To Andrews. Andrews puts up a shot. No good. We'll have the last shot of the half, it looks like. O'Connor gets it to Boone. Nick does have 5 rebounds. Nick with it. Is he going to shoot the 3 to end the half? Duplessis, he'll have another look at 3. 1 on the clock. Can't get it to fall. That makes us 10 of 27 in the first half from 3, which still equates to 37%, which is pretty good. But Erik Slaughter, the story, 24 points, a board and a block, but yeah, 24 points. 9 lead changes, 5 times tied. We've been up by as much as 7, them by 6. They have 22 in the paint, points in the paint to our 6. 2 second chance points for us, none for them, and 2 fast break points for them. But Jovan Mitchell had 4 threes. Charles Lake was 5 for 10 from 3 for 17 points. Waylon George 1 of 5 from 3, and Duplessis 0 for 2 for only 2 points. But it's been all Erik Slaughter versus Charles Lake, it seems. Pretty wild game. We're down 3. I'm getting messages and stuff, but that's okay. Let's I'm gonna leave Tim Jones out there to guard Slaughter, and we'll put in the other normal 3 players. We'll leave Bobby White out, and we'll run flex. No, the 2-3. We still want a 5 out, and we still want to look for 3s. See if maybe Nick starts shooting them. It's their ball. Start the half. Tim Jones immediately arguing. Doesn't take a possession off. Coiler gets it to Scales. Lake is there. It's 2-3 versus 2-3. Coiler to Harris. They play 2-3 defense too. Jimmy Scales with it. Slaughter hasn't touched it yet, which is good news for us. Harris shoots and drains it. Marshall Harris, his second out of 2 tries from downtown. 6-point gem. Charles Lake gets it to Waylon George. He's got 9 points. Fancy dribbling. Shoots the mid-range and scores it. Gets it to fall. He's in double figures with 11. 4-point gem. Erik Slaughter has it. Gets by Lake. Jones steps up. Waylon George gets the board. Slaughter misses again. He has gone a little cold. Lake to Duplessis. Tim Jones has it. Surveys the D. Dishes to Lake. Lake with some nice ball handling. Steps into a mid-range. No good. Marcus Walters, his 6th rebound. 4-point game. We don't really have the pressure of playing for a tournament bid or anything. Kyler gets to the rim. Tim Jones with the block. And then knocked out of bounds by the offense. Good guy's ball. Nice block by Tim. Yeah, we don't have the pressure of playing for a tournament bid, so we're just kind of playing free out there. No pressure. Tim Jones gets it to Duplessis. Gets by his guy, shoots and scores. Duplessis for 2. He's got 4 points, only his 5th attempt from the field. 2-point gem. Harris has it. He's going to attack the rim. Lake steps up. Hits a tough shot in traffic. Back comes Charles Lake. Top of the key, Waylon George. Puts it on the floor, shoots a mid-range, and nails it. 13 for Waylon George. He's starting to be on fire. Foul. Slaughter shot bounces up. I have to pause for a second, guys. Be right back. All right, guys. Sorry about that. So very close game. It's going to be defensive foul. I didn't see what happened, but Erik Slaughter, I guess, will shoot 2. He's working on a 30-point jam, at least 25-26 now for Erik Slaughter, almost on a season average of 28.8, basically 29 points a game. Lake has it. Gets it to Nick. Nick is going to pass to Duplessis. Will not take the 3. Duplessis will. Can't get it to go. George offensive board. Makes a move. Terrible pass over the head of Lake. George's first turnover. There's Jimmy Scales. Jones is there. Kyler with it. Seems with Tim Jones out there, Slaughter a little bit less hesitant. Oh, strike that. There he goes. 28 now for Slaughter. His season average. 6-point lead for the Grizzlies. Lake to Duplessis. Puts up a 3 and finally sticks it from deep. His first out of 4 tries. 3-point gem. Here's Kyler. Swings it to Erik Slaughter, who was guarding him. Slaughter, a nice crossover. Steps back. Lake fouled him on a 12-foot jump shot. Wasn't actually a 3. And he's now got 30. Erik Slaughter scored 30 points. He's single-handedly winning this game for the Grizzlies. 5-point gem. Waylon George has it. Tim Jones. Duplessis. Kyler's there. Pass taken by Charles Lake. He steps in. Lake shoots. No good. Slaughter with the board. His second. Kicks it to Kyler. We might have to switch man to man. Jimmy Scales gets it. And that passes in the seats, folks. Going the other way. Only their 3rd turnover to R5. George with it. Gets the pass out to Jones. Tim Jones fires it to Duplessis. He's going to try to get to the hole. Shoots a mid-range jumper. No good. Marcus Walters, his 7th rebound. Duplessis 7 points on 3 for 8 shooting. Slaughter has it. Lake is right there. He's going to try to go by him. Defense steps up and gets him to miss. Waylon George's 5th rebound to go with 13 points. Duplessis with the ball. Back to Jones, still running the 5 out. Jones puts up a shot. Where did that come from? Erik Slaughter has it. Gets it to Harris, who gets it to Kyler. Walters has it. He's been playing well. Defense is there. Slaughter has it now. Force him to give it up. Jimmy Scales. Pass taken by Harris. Harris misses. Duplessis the rebound. Back come the good guys. We're still looking for threes. Pass taken by Waylon George. It's a 2-3 zone. Waylon George drills the trifecta to cut it to 2. His second in 6 tries. Kyler has it. Takes a 3. Got a good look, but it's knocked out of bounds by the offense. And doesn't look like they're going to make any changes. So neither are we. Back come the good guys. I could put Stephen Favors, a better shooter, out there for Jones. George, another 3, and it's another lead change. 1 point lead for the good guys. Here's Slaughter, though. Lake is on him. Going to take him. Defense over 2 people. He's got 32. Unbelievable. Charles Lake dribbles up. Can take the lead with a basket here. Duplessis has it. Is he going to shoot? Gets it to Tim Jones. He just missed a 3. Jones to Lake. Lake might step into a shot. Gives it to Waylon George. Waylon George puts it up. No good. Erik Slaughter with the board. I'm going to put maybe take off, look for threes. We're 13-34. That's pretty good. Here's a tough one. Lake all over him, but Jimmy Scales knocks the 3 ball down. He's got his first 3. Gets it to George. George to O'Connor. Let's see if Nick will shoot a 3. Gets it to Lake. Picked by Duplessis. Duplessis gets the ball back. He's going to step calmly. Gives it to Jones. 10 on the shot clock. Jones to Charles Lake. He's going to attack the rim. Jumper, no good. Waylon George offensive rebound. Gets it back to Lake in the corner. And Slaughter with a steal. He's doing it on defense too. 4-point deficit now for the good guys. Scales has it. Gets it to Harris. Harris has 10. Gets it to Slaughter. Lake is there. Swings it over. Forces him to give it up. He's too good. Marshall Harris has it. Stephen Kyler, under 10 on the shot clock. Marshall Harris again, 6 on the clock. Warns Tim Jones. Kyler has it. He's going to have to shoot. Takes a shot. And Lake with the 6th board. He's been quiet, though, in the second half. Still stuck on 17. Waylon George with 19, meanwhile, has taken the lead as leading scorer for us. Here's Charles Lake, 4-point gem. Lake to Duplessis. Does he want the 3? He puts up a shot and drains the 3 ball from deep. His second in 5 tries. It's a 1-point gem. We're living and dying this game by the 3 ball to their 2-3 zone. Slaughter attacks over George. Missed, and Waylon George with his 7th board. Chance to take the lead again and make the lead change. Waylon has it. He's got 19. He's going to attack the rim. Over Harris and scores it. Buries the J. 3rd time scoring 20-plus this year. And Slaughter now with it. It's a 1-point lead. Gets it to Scales. Good defense. Back to Slaughter. He's got a good look here. Has to dish it to Scales. Didn't like what he saw. Harris with the ball. He's got 10. Erik Slaughter. Lake is all over him. Slaughter goes by him. Over the D. Almost an and 1. Didn't get a good look at that. And a timeout. He has the chance to give the Grizzlies the lead. Let's see. I want to stick with the 2-3 zone. Bobby White, though. Should I bring him in? Tim Jones is tired, but they still have Slaughter out there. We can go to Nick at the power forward. Bring in Bobby White for some fresh legs at least. And Lake Duplessis, George O'Connor. Lake has 17 points, 10 assists. He's almost got a triple-double and 6 rebounds. That's incredible. I want to bring in Jovan Mitchell. Let's bring in Jovan Mitchell and Bobby White right now, just to give us a little break. Give them a little break. Entire team praise. All right, defensively, turn up the intensity a little bit. Turn up the full court a little bit. Crash the boards. Stay in the 2-3. We're running 5 out, looking for threes. Let's go. We seem to... Oh, Slaughter misses his first foul shot. Big one there. They can tie it, though. And he does. At 60, he's got 33 to lead all scorers. But it seems like sometimes we do better with the look for threes option on. Here's Waylon George. Gets it to Bobby White. He's fresh. Doesn't shoot. Gets it to Charles Lake. Lake to Mitchell. Mitchell shoots and rattles out. Marshall Harris with it. He's got 12 points off 4 3-point shots. Scales to Slaughter. What's he going to do? Gets it to Scales. Defense holding. Scales makes a move. Lake all over him. Kyler offensive rebound, though. Mitchell's there. Back to Marshall Harris. To Slaughter. Lake steps up. George following. They recover. Walters with it. No fouls. We still haven't shot a free throw this game. We've been just popping from 3. Kyler has it. Good defense. Under 10 on the shot clock. Slaughter. Defense is there. Makes a move. Shoots over O'Connor and nails it. Cuts the lead. Gives them the lead of 2. Waylon George has it. To Bobby White. Steps in. Fancy dribbling. Goes to the rim. And scores it. For his first 2, made it look easy there. He's 1 of 4 from the field. Rare score by Bobby White. Slaughter again. Works the defense. Shoots over Mitchell. Oh my gosh. 37 for Slaughter. And it's a 2-point game again. I don't know if they're going to run him the whole game or what. Bobby White has it. To Jovan Mitchell. Let's see if he wants the 3. Gets it to Nick on the wing. Nick. Back to Charles Lake. He's been quiet offensively. Fancy dribbling. 2-pointer. No good. Stuart Kyler gets the board. Chance to expand on the 2-point lead. Slaughter. There's nothing we can do with him. Attacks the rim. Shoots over O'Connor. O'Connor with the block. Waylon George working on a double-double. 8 rebounds for him. Pass is taken by George. Gives it to Nick. Nick shoots a 3. He steps in, swings it to Mitchell. We're still looking for threes with this 5 out. Charles Lake gets to Bobby White, doesn't want to shoot. Bobby White puts it on the floor. Tough shot. Jimmy Scales the rebound. And we need to give our guys a break or something. Or stop running the 5 out. Slaughter has it, puts up a shot and nails it. 39 for Slaughter. Fatigue just not a factor for him right now. Pass taken by George. Bobby White. Let's offensively try to give a little more freedom so we don't run the 5 out the whole time. Jovan Mitchell. 4-point game. It's been close. Nick O'Connor with it. 12 on the shot clock. Nick to Charles Lake. Nice ball handling. Shoots a 2. Can't get it to go. Knocked out of bounds by the offense. And they get Slaughter out of there, but they keep their other 4 in. That's a bit weird. So we'll get Stephen Favors out there. Bobby White. Jerron Duplessis is going to have to come in with Mitchell at the 2 and Joel Boone. And we'll roll with this lineup. Let's push the pace. And a little more freedom. And let's roll with it. 4 points is the deficit. No more Slaughter, who's going to score for them. There's Ladrick Hill. Boone guarding. Scales has it. Boone on defense. Gets it to Marcus Walters, who's going to score for them. Walters steps in, misses. Jerron Duplessis' 3rd board. Not much of a rebounder, but he does help out. Pass taken by Mitchell, running 5 out. Mitchell wants the three and drains it. Cuts the lead to 1. We're living and dying by 3. He's got 15 points on 5 threes. Marshall Harris misses. Joel Boone the long rebound. Chance to take the lead. Duplessis. Dribble move, steps in, can't get it. Marcus Walters the rebound. Favors was in the vicinity. 1 point game. Ladrick Hill with it. Let's hope they forget about Slaughter somehow. Ladrick Hill gets it to go, hits a tough shot in traffic. We can tie with a 3. Joel Boone to Jovan Mitchell. He just nailed one from there. He wants another. No good. Walters with the board. And we're living and dying by the 3. Kind of dying by it right now. 15 of 38. Still good percentage. Marcus Walters. Dishes to Harris. If we can make some leeway with Slaughter on the bench, that'd be great. Boone guarding. And Boone's going to be charged for the foul, number 1 on him. They're leaving their guys out there. Put Andrews out there. We've just been running 5 out and shooting a lot of 3s all game. Oh, Slaughter has it. I didn't know they put him back in there. Bobby White with the board. Favors will have to step up on him. Well, Boone, Jerron Duplessis. Gets a pick. Gets it to Favors. To Joel Boone. Boone puts up a shot and drains it from downtown to tie it. Oh my gosh. Harris brings it across the floor. Here's Slaughter. Nice crossover. Boone all over him, and he makes a miss. Stephen Favors with the board. Pass to Joel Boone. Bobby White has it. White puts up a shot. No good. Jovan Mitchell with the board. Oh, and then throws it out of bounds after the offensive rebound. 1 second. BRB, bear with me. All right, and back. So let's see. They've got some fresh people out there. Jovan Mitchell, Jerron Duplessis. Slaughter's still out there with 39. 4 boards, a steal, and a block. 16 of 26 from the field. Absolutely overpowered, broken build. Yeah, these are the guys we got to go with, so let's go. Tied game. We trap. Strickland has it. Gets it to Slaughter. Boone is there. He made a miss already. Attacks the rims. Duplessis steps up, but he hits the shot anyway. 40 points for Slaughter. Comes Joel Boone. Gets it to Mitchell. No wonder this guy averages 28.8. He's incredible offensively. Bobby White shoots a 3, knocked out of bounds by the offense. For some reason, he can't get the 3 going all season long. And they pull Slaughter out. So I'm going to stick Nick back in, even though he's tired. And roll with this lineup. 2-point game. We're losing. Harris sends it to Andrews. Gets it to Fester. Boone is there. Feaster, I should say. Duplessis on defense. Andrews shoots. O'Connor with his 6th board. He's scoreless. Might be the first time this season, if he finishes it scoreless, that he's done so. Nick O'Connor grabs it. To Duplessis. 2-point jam. Duplessis puts up a shot. He bricked it. Boone the offensive rebound. Put back, no good. Josh Ferguson with the rebound. Adam Andrews gets it. Duplessis there. And that passes out of bounds. Still no Slaughter. Charles Lake. 5.5 minutes left. Okay, we haven't even used our timeouts. Let me go ahead and run it. Well, Mitchell has it. We get a 3-pointer anyway. Mitchell takes a 3 and nails it for the lead. 18 for Jovan Mitchell. 6 of 10 from downtown. No Slaughter on the floor. Boone on defense. Ladrick Hill has it, though. Here comes Nick to get back. Boone guarding Ferguson. Pass taken by Hill again. Nick's got to come over. Ferguson. Strickland has it. We could get our first win of the season, guys. Under 5 minutes. Ferguson shoots. Duplessis with his 4th rebound. Javon Mitchell has 18 out there to lead the guys who are currently out there. Duplessis busts a move. He shoots a 3 and nails it. Drains the triple, his 3rd. 4-point lead. Where is Erik Slaughter? Boone guarding. Ferguson shoots, no good. Knocked out of bounds by the offense. And Slaughter is so tired he's not coming back in. He is on the sideline resting. He's too tired. They're giving him oxygen. Nick is tired, so let's just put with the 5 out, probably put Bobby White right back in. No Slaughter though. Here we go. Boone's still out there getting good breather for Charles Lake. We have the momentum. Stephen Favors has it. Duplessis. He's got 13 now. Fancy dribbling. Steps by his man and scores it. Gets it to fall. 6-point lead with 4 minutes left in the gem. Oh my gosh. Adam Andrews with it. Duplessis guarding. To Strickland. He wants to shoot. Ladrick Hill. Boone is guarding him. Nice crossover. Defense steps up. He still nails it. 4-point lead, and they are pressing. Joel Boone brings it across the timeline. Gets it to Javon Mitchell. We're 18 of 44 for 40%. Mitchell was blocked on the shot. Big block. And back they come. It's a 4-point game. Still no Slaughter. Andrews can't get it to go. Knocked out of bounds by the offense. And we will get it back with 3:33 remaining. Slaughter's back out there along with their starters. I'm going to get Charles Lake out there. Mitchell White Favors. Nick and Duplessis are tired. Waylon George. Could step in for White maybe. And let's run a little play. Motivate the team. Entire team praise. We still want to look for the 3 because we want to. Let's see if we can get Joel Boone to get it to Waylon George for a 3. And put a dagger in right now. Play is set. Here comes Joel Boone. Joel Boone setting it up. Charles Lake has it. I guess they didn't run the play. But Lake's going to take a 3 and drain the triple. 5th time scoring 20. We're up 7. Largest lead of the half. Oh, Slaughter's back in there, though. Here's Boone guarding. Gets by him. Lake steps up. He misses. Good defense by Charles Lake. 7-point lead. We're 3 minutes away from our first win of conference play. Lake lets another go, but it's off the mark. 7 rebounds for Stuart Kyler. Everyone else on the team is shooting horribly for them except Marshall Harris and Erik Slaughter. Jimmy Scales, he's 1 for 6. Walters is 1 for 5. Kyler's 1 for 7. So Kyler lets it go. No good. Boone with his 4th board. 2.5 minutes remaining. Lake is fresh. Lake lets another one go. Can't get it to go. Slaughter his 5th rebound. Offensively, let's stall a little. We're up 7. 2 minutes left in the game. Here's Coiler. Makes a move. Gets past Lake and scores it. Buries the J. Back come the good guys. We're up 5. Boone to Mitchell. 16 on the shot clock. Mitchell to Favors. Favors to Charles Lake. I'm going to call full timeout. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. We're going to run a set play. Mitchell needs a breather. Let's get Nick O'Connor in there. Move Waylon George to the 3. Let's get Tim Jones back out there. Oh boy. And we're going to run a pick and roll with Joel Boone and Nick O'Connor. Let's call a set play here. Pass inbounds to Boone. Under 2 minutes to play. Boone with a nice crossover. Fouled. Almost an and 1, so the play works a bit. Gets Boone to the foul line. Our first foul shots of the night, my guy. Oh my gosh. Boone extends it to 6 and 7. 2 for 2 for Boone. He's played well. 7 assists, 4 rebounds for Boone as well. And here come... We have to make some defensive stops here. We're up 7. Strickland with it. It's a 7-point jam. He's going to shoot the long 3. Miss. Lake with his 7th rebound. He's not going to get the double-double probably. But his best game of the year. Joel Boone has it. Nick O'Connor. And are we going to get our first win of conference play against Morgan State? Charles Lake dribbles, drives. Erik Slaughter, his 6th rebound to go with 41 points. But he couldn't do it alone. Our offense and stuff, he just couldn't do it alone. And that's the difference. A bunch of our guys stepped up. Andrews, Jimmy Scales, Boone is there. 7-point jam. Strickland. Approaching a minute to play. Erik Slaughter has it. He's behind the 3-point line. Steps in. 13 on the shot clock. Strickland. Back to Slaughter. 10 on the clock. Attacks the rim. O'Connor's there. Nice defense. Charles Lake is 8th rebound. He could maybe get the triple-double. But I have a stall on the offense. Waylon George gets it. Puts up a 3 and it rattles out. And he's going to shoot 3. And these could really do it right here. Sinks the first. He's got 22, which might be a team high. Sinks the second. Extends the lead to 10 as he sinks all 3. And that should do it, folks. 10-point jam. Maryland Eastern Shore will get our first win of conference play. Ferguson misses. Tim Jones grabs it. Too bad Lake didn't, because he's got 8 boards. Waylon George has it. I'm not going to put a stall offense. Taken by O'Connor. Shoot the 3. Shoot the 3, they're saying. Gives it to Joel Boone. Maybe Charles Lake can grab a rebound. Nope. Ferguson. We get our first win, though, guys. I can't believe it. What a game. Feaster with it. Maybe Lake can grab 2 quick boards if they shoot. Hill. Foul on Tim Jones. It's not going to matter. It's all over, but the crying for them as we win it beautifully with a great team effort. Took Charles Lake getting almost a triple-double to do it, and Waylon George almost a double-double. But we do, in fact, do it. They're not going to shoot too fast. Lake with the defense. Andrews for 3. It doesn't matter. Boone has it. 7-point jam. And that's it. We win the game over the Morgan State Grizzlies. Reason to celebrate our 5th win of the season and our first of conference play. 20 points, 10 assists, 8 boards for Charles Lake. 16 lead changes, 8 times tied. Or by as much as 10. Yeah, Slaughter had 41. Harris with 10, but 20 for Lake and almost a triple-double effort. 6 threes. Waylon George had 24 and 8. Bobby White just can't get going. Nick was scoreless. 18 for Jovan Mitchell on 6 threes. And Duplessis had 15 with 3 threes. Yeah, we were 19 of 49 from 3-point line. I would take that any night. They killed us in points in the paint, but it did not matter, son. Let's get this game saved and in the books. I want to thank you guys for joining me, though. Hope you enjoyed this win. We're back in the mix a little bit in the conference. We needed that, and it makes me think that maybe we should keep the look for threes option lit a little bit more of the time. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. How could you not? It was a lot of fun, I think. Hope you guys agree. If you do agree, please smash that like button. Lets me know that you dig it and you like what you saw. You can also drop a comment. I like reading and responding. And feel free to subscribe if you're new. More games to come, God willing. So until next time, guys, where we face Coppin State for the first time. Be well, live well, stay well. Much love, peace, and joy. And do tune in. We're back in the mix. Huge win. God bless you all. God be with you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao for now.